Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. My name is Rory MacLeod. I'm your host, and with me for this episode is Elliott Doza. Say hi, Elliott.
Hi, Elliott.
I was reminded today that that's your common response, and I don't have a problem with that. That's fine.
I like to remind myself I exist.
Yes, it's a good idea. Tonight I am drinking. I'm on brand tonight. I'm wearing, not only am I wearing the Two Drunk Guys T-shirt, but I'm also drinking out of the Two Drunk Guys beer glass. So I'm very much on brand tonight. Speaking of that, I am drinking Blue Moon. So there we go. What do you got?
You love the Blue Moon. I'm drinking an American Strong Ale called Heavy Hearted Amber from a local brewery here, Zaftig.
How heavy is it?
It's very heavy.
All right, cool. Well, for this episode, we have a pair of shorts, as per usual this season. The first is called Johnny Learns His Manners. This is from 1946, and it is about a boy who is rude and gets turned into a pig, I think, and then Cersei comes, and I don't know what happens after that. We'll see.
Sounds like a typical story.
Yes. And then the second one is Your Junior High Days from 1961, I believe, and it's about these elementary school kids who are going off to junior high for the first time, and I guess warnings about Satanists. I don't know what happens after that. We'll find out. So, all right. So everyone, grab your alcoholic beverage of choice, and we'll get started right about now.
This moment is
There's Elliott and his grandma.
Grandmas in the world.
Every single grandma. Oh yes, name them.
Every slutty grandma.
And to the little people who make the
That's a child.
Oh.
The
A child,
little
are you
people.
sure?
That's rude.
Nudity. I'm sorry, I didn't put a content warning for nudity.
Whose child is this?
What child is this? Wasn't that a hymn?
Yes.
If you're a grandma with your children just
Yeah, stuff them full of ice cream, Grandma. Good idea.
I am.
if you're special
This is an ad for something. Oh, that's right, it's Boeing.
half a day away.
Grandma Airlines.
I love how 3/4 of the way through the ad you don't know what it's about.
Get together sometime.
Thanks for my cigarette.
There's a reception committee that believes
That's
you're
Al-Qaeda.
the most important passenger on that plane.
They're really hitting the grandma market hard on this one.
Boeing.
Boeing for grandmas.
Getting people together.
Boeing, specially for Grandma. All right. Whoa. Off we go into Johnny Learns His Manners. There's a bit of a editing
Can't
problem,
wait.
but we'll live with
Once
it.
upon a time, in a certain little town, on a street that had beautiful poplar trees growing along.
This is what you did in
each
your urban
side,
planning
was a
classes,
nice little
right?
No, I can't draw that
brown
well.
eyes,
Oh, okay.
ears that stood out a little, like
Mostly I drew stick figures.
a nose
I
that
could
turned up
potentially draw
slightly.
that. Cartoony.
If you were drunk
always
enough,
had
you could
a
draw
happy
like that.
smile.
Oh yeah.
Gotta try
Definitely.
harder.
This artist right now is
I said
wasted.
the mouth always had a happy smile. That's better.
Unless he was hammered.
As well as having a head, of course, arms,
Yeah, you should have a head, generally.
Oh jeez.
just like other
He's
little
been
boys.
dismembered.
And when they were all put together,
A horrible Frankenstein monster of a child. Oh.
well, now that you know what Johnny
Wow.
looks like, I know you.
He's got a bit of a posture problem.
Very
Yeah.
peculiar thing that happened to him one day.
The sun came in and said
He
hello.
was peeping in his window.
Time to learn your manners.
Ah,
But look at that sun.
the sun is pissed at you.
At what he sees in
Breathe
Johnny's
flames
room.
on you.
I
We didn't want to tell you this.
wonder if he should clean his
Johnny's
room.
a
Yeah.
terribly untidy little boy.
Whoa.
Did you ever see such an untidy room?
Only at Elliot's house.
His mother had asked him so many times to hang up his clothes and put away his toys.
I'm not allowed to have any of my rooms
Like
look
all
like
little
that, by the
boys,
way.
He had a good self who told him the right things to do.
It gets immediately cleaned up.
He knew he should. hang
Stop.
up
Throw it
his
on the
toys.
ground.
Stop it.
But
Stop,
like
drop, and
most
roll.
little boys, Johnny also had a bad
The
self.
Seraphim are also mad at him.
And I don't know why, but Johnny seemed to prefer to listen to this bad self.
It's got horns.
Who told
It's way
him?
cooler.
Don't be a sissy.
Don't be a sissy. Don't be a
Yeah, be a
sissy.
pussy.
One.
I'm not a sissy.
Too bad.
Take that, Mom.
They're
Now,
fighting.
Of course, the bathroom's nice and clean and tidy.
For now.
Johnny's mother keeps it that way.
Until Johnny gets a hold of it.
But does Johnny help her? Well,
Johnny
not
spreads his
exactly.
poop all over the walls.
Johnny like
So Johnny hits the thunder
but his
bucket.
good self tells him he knows he doesn't have to
No,
have fun
Johnny.
that way.
You can't use the
His mother
sink.
very unhappy. And good self might have won his argument If that bad self had not come up with the...
Give him the upper decker, Johnny.
Don't be a sissy.
Upper decker, nice.
Make all the mess you want.
Yeah.
And why
Chaos.
put a little water on
They'll
your
never get that
stove?
water out of
Nobody will know
carpet.
the difference. And what's the good of
Yeah, they're
cleaning
gonna
your
hope
teeth?
that puddle's water.
Unless, of course, you could have some fun with...
Yeah, eat all that toothpaste.
That looks familiar.
But wait, cried Good Self. Stop. Just look at the mess you've made. You'll
Yeah,
get
what about
worse
it?
and worse.
Big
You
deal.
don't mend your ways,
Pig
you'll
whoop.
turn into a pig for sure. Just as your mother said.
Uh-oh.
Snorted Johnny. Don't
This
be
isn't so much animated as a bunch of
Even as he
drawings.
hurried off to breakfast.
Oops, you're a
His
pig.
hands and
Oh, he's
feet
got
became
hooves. Oh,
little
yeah.
Pig's trotters.
He's turning into a minotaur.
Good Self knew this
Someone
was
just wrote a
bound to
storybook. We're
happen.
just flipping the pages. That's what's going
Very
on.
sad to see such a nice little boy making such a pig of himself. Of course, bad
His
Self
demon
was
thingy
just
is getting
little
bigger.
pig.
Oh, no,
Another
okay.
one over on him.
Whoop.
As Johnny rushed into breakfast, he had no idea.
What's
that
for
his
breakfast,
hands and
toots?
feet were, you know what. But
What
then
is he
why
doing
should
with
he?
that thing?
With little manners
Rawr.
like this. His
Mmm.
mother, of course, was
Water
most
on my French toast.
slurp and spill
Mm.
his food this way. But Johnny.
So he's
paid
got
no
little
attention
claws
to
and
what she
stuff?
said.
Okay.
It's
He thought he
pig
was a
feet.
regular fellow.
So he's slowly turning into a
He
pig.
had the
Okay.
mistaken
Yeah.
idea that being
Slow.
neat and well-mannered was like being a sissy.
Does this look familiar, Elliot?
That was why when his good self popped up to
That's how you
remind
see.
him that all this bad behavior was going
Reminds
to
you of
be
your
over,
childhood?
Johnny gave him an argument. Ah, said Johnny.
That's not an argument.
And of course, no polite little boy says, in just that way. I
They
don't
go
want
like
to be
this.
polite.
Ah.
I want to be a ball player or a soldier.
Aha!
Well, you won't be either one, said good self. You'll just be a
Ooh.
pig.
Uh-oh, here come the ears, the elf
This
ears.
pig business was beginning to worry Johnny.
No business
And
like
for a
pig
moment, he
business.
began to wonder if
He's
he'd
turning
better
into a
change
pig
his
elf.
ways. Don't be silly, said Bad Self, popping into the picture again. What does it matter how you eat as long as you eat plenty to make you strong?
Well,
Now that sort of reasoning seemed to appeal to Johnny. And he continued to eat as rudely as ever.
awesome.
Be careful, said Good Self.
Where's his mom?
You're
She just
going
puts
too
food on the
far.
table and hides in the closet.
Yeah, she can't stand to watch all
Bad
this.
Self. Show him your boss around here.
Yeah, you think the parents would be
Then-
involved at this point.
Johnny licked his plate.
Oh my god.
And
Oh, what?
wiped
They
his
almost
mouth
animated
with
it.
his sleeve.
Uh-oh.
Oh. We're getting
He's
close.
getting to be more and more of a pig, murmured Good Self. This, of course, was just what Bad Self wanted.
Pretty soon he'll grow a curly
He knew
tail.
he could get Johnny into even
Once
worse
he's full
trouble
pig,
if he could just get
Mom
Good Self
has
out of the
Sunday
way.
dinner.
That's right.
Look out!
Well, once he turns into a pig, they'll roast him.
As soon as
Exactly.
Johnny got outside the house,
Oh my god, actual
he ran
animation.
as fast as he could to the baseball field.
Sort of.
And as he approached the field, he saw that the game had already started.
No pigs
This made
allowed.
him very angry because his bad manners and his rudeness had, quite naturally, made him also a very selfish little boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all
"Give me
pigs
the
are
bat,"
selfish.
he said to Tommy. I want to bat first. The other boys could hardly believe that one of their friends could be such a bad sport and such a bully.
So Johnny ate
Don't
them.
be a pig, they called.
What an asshole.
See, even your friends think you're a pig, said Good Self. And no
Whoops.
wonder. Snatching
Watch
the
out
bat
for the
away from
slider.
little Tommy is the most terrible thing you've done
No,
yet.
no, no.
Why not take the bat? Shouted
Yeah, take it and cram it up the
Bigger
umpire's
ideas,
butt.
aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, said Johnny the pig. Let's get on with
Smack.
Survival of the
the game.
fittest.
The tail doesn't
Oh,
end
there goes the
here.
Oh,
tail.
there it goes.
Play ball,
Coily.
shouted Johnny. Mickey
No
threw a fastball.
springs.
Wham! And the ball sailed through the air.
Ooh.
All the way
Johnny
almost to
ran,
second
touched
base.
first base, and rushed on.
It was more like a
Ball was thrown
bunt.
into Billy, who caught it on second base. You're out, shouted Billy.
Son of a
And Johnny was
bitch.
out by a mile. But Johnny didn't like that.
And Johnny's
He didn't want
taller
to
than
be
you,
out.
so he wins.
I'm not out, he screamed at Billy. Poor Billy just blinked.
Am I talking to a
Anybody
pig?
could see that Johnny was out by a mile.
Is this
Billy
a talking
started to
pig?
explain it, but he just got pushed around for his trouble.
There's still no adults anywhere.
Well, that was more than
That
the
might
other
be an
boys
adult.
could stand. They
Mm,
were
I can't
all
tell.
sports.
no, I don't think
Looks
so.
like a middle-aged
Regular
child.
fellows.
Maybe.
They couldn't
Or,
stand
like a
bully,
midget.
someone who wanted his own way all the time. They
Sorry,
told
little
Johnny he was
person?
a big bully.
Yeah,
Nothing
little
but
person.
a pig, they said. Naturally,
This
they
is
wouldn't
like,
have
what
anything
was
more to
that
do
book
with
that had no adults around?
You?
Was that the Lord of the Flies?
it, said
Yeah, Lord of the Flies.
Yeah,
Don't
so
say I'm a
this,
pig.
yeah.
They're crazy. That's what
Uh-oh, he's
Billy
getting
said.
even fatter.
Oh,
Do you
pig
think
ear.
They were crazy.
And fat means bad, Elliot.
Bad Self laughed and laughed as he saw what he'd done
When you're
to
a
Johnny.
pig.
Mm.
Good Self decided it was time
That
to do
means good
something
when you're a
about it.
pig.
Good Self's gonna kick some
As
ass.
for Johnny, he began to feel pretty unhappy.
Yeah, knuckle sandwich.
All his friends had left him, and
Perfect.
he had that empty feeling that everyone gets when they've been
I'm
terribly selfish.
empty.
Hunger
There was nothing for him to do but go home.
and
I'm
mess
gonna
more
shoot
shit up.
some
He passed
heroin.
a farmyard where there were some little pigs. He couldn't stand the sight of them. He hurried on his way.
They tried to mate with
He
him.
had no idea. of
Nice
course,
tail.
Following him, oink, oink. They said right behind him.
It was rutting season for the pigs.
Go on home. The little pigs just stood there and smiled at him. They thought this was fun. They'd
Papa.
never seen a pig with clothes on. Johnny was pretty worried by this time, so he started to
You
run.
like in Deliverance where they were telling the guy to squeal like a pig.
So he ran faster, and the faster Johnny ran, the faster the pigs.
It's a very
ran.
disturbing scene if
So
you haven't
Johnny
seen
ran
that
still
movie.
Faster. He'd never run so fast
When I was
before.
a
Puffing and blowing,
junior in high school,
he
the
arrived
senior
at
class
last at his
released a
home,
greased up pig.
swung in the gate, and slammed
Was it one of your
shut.
classmates who was being greedy?
Only
Probably.
then did
All
he
right.
feel safe from those terrifying.
It's probably
little
Johnny.
pigs.
He still lives to this day.
He's still living in
He found
Cleveland.
his little dog Rover,
Yes.
lying asleep under a bush, waiting for him. Johnny smiled again. Let his friends call him a pig. Let them walk away from him.
Yeah.
Rover
Screw
was his
them.
friend. Rover wouldn't let him down. Hi, Rover, he called. The dog awakened as soon as he heard that familiar sound.
Said, never mind.
Oh, boy, said Rover to himself. Johnny's here to play with me. And off he ran
Oh,
to
no.
meet his little master.
But then it's a pig.
Fortunately, Johnny's insatiable appetite took over.
Uh-oh.
Wah,
What
wah.
is that funny
Dog
little
for
thing that
lunch.
sounds like Johnny? Rover decided he didn't know. But whatever it was,
I've
he
decided
didn't like it.
I don't
He
know.
ran like a flash with
Rover
all
started
his
questioning his own
strength. He fired
sanity.
a rocket toward the bushes and disappeared.
Zoop.
Cautiously, he peeped out and blinked.
I'm blinking.
Johnny tried
Quite the
hard
guard
to
dog.
stop a tear
He
from
blinked
rolling
real
down
hard
his
at him.
cheek. This was the hardest blow of all. Little Rover, whom
Pardon the
he'd raised
expression,
from a
blow.
pup, with whom he'd romped and played for years, had deserted him. He could stand
Oh,
everything
no.
else, but this was too much.
Then he turned back
Had
into
to
a
find his
human. The
mother.
end.
Would she run away from him?
No.
He'd been very rude
gonna learn
and very
manners.
disobedient.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he'd better see
Uh-oh.
his
There might be an adult
On the way
appearing
through
in
the
this.
hall, Johnny passed the mirror. Huh? Who was that?
Oh my
Who's that
god!
funny-looking creature? He looked at it
What,
this
did he
way,
not know he turned into a
looked
pig?
at it that way,
I don't know.
and he looked
How
at
would
it
he
the
not
other
have
way.
been able to tell that he turned
It's
into a...
me,
Okay.
Sovereign
His
Catfish.
very poor self-awareness.
My.
Yes.
Now he really had to find his mother
Probably the
quickly.
cause of his
Mother,
manner
Mother,
issues.
I've turned into a pig. No one will have anything to do with
Including
me. Not
me,
even Rover.
slap.
Oh, Mother, I've
Yeah, how does
turned into
pig
a
get in the
pig.
house? Kick him out.
Of course you have, said his mother.
Stick him in the oven.
Turned into a pig because you preferred to act like one.
Pigs don't
I
act.
don't want to be a pig.
What's he doing there?
I just
Crying.
don't want to be a,
Oh,
a sissy.
right.
So that's it, his mother said.
Chewing through his
You're
mom's
afraid
stomach.
of being
It's
a
a horror
sissy.
movie.
Wait, afraid of being a
Show you
sissy? I don't think that
She
was...
turned on the movie projector.
Was that the problem?
Let me show you a movie within a
You know who
movie.
those
How
men
not to be a
are?
sissy.
Asked Johnny's mother.
Those are nutcrackers.
Sure, they're West Point cadets.
Oh.
answered
And that's
Johnny.
West Point.
That's right.
That's right.
And see how smartly they march.
I guess that's how they used to dress.
Notice how clean and
Jesus.
well kept their uniforms are.
I guess in the 40s this
Think
is how they
they're
really
sissies?
dressed.
Well,
Yeah, dress
no.
uniform.
Johnny agreed they couldn't be sissies.
Well,
Then said his
don't
mother,
be so
"If
sure of
the
that.
generals of the United States can keep clean, you should too. Johnny thought about that and agreed it was probably
If
so.
these West Point cadets
But
can
he
keep
added,
clean, you
"If I
can
had a uniform
too.
Like that,
Yeah.
We're a West Point
What?
cadet. I would naturally keep myself clean.
I'm not sure that's a good line of
Things
reasoning
like that
there.
just don't happen. These young men earned the right to be cadets by being clean and well-mannered first.
And very, very
You can't
smart.
change from being
yes.
dirty and bad
And also
into
getting
being
recommended
clean
by a
and well-mannered
congressman
all
or
of a sudden.
senator.
You can't? And Johnny seemed worried. Well, said his mother, if
I'm pretty
you
sure they
have
still
to
do
work
that. I don't know.
Very hard. Perhaps you could.
Like all the service academies, you have to get a letter of recommendation from a senator
Oh,
or
you
a
do.
The cadets
Congress
study
Or from
hard and
someone,
practice
yeah.
being
Yeah.
orderly, clean,
or the local
and
dog
tidy.
catcher or somebody.
Someone with influence.
Yeah.
These young men know that without good manners,
They'll
they
turn
will
into
never
pigs.
be good officers.
The vice admiral of the Salvation Army.
And it's the same thing at Annapolis, where Uncle Sam trains his naval officers. Nobody leans on the table or slurps his food here.
Slurp, slurp.
Don't slurp Uncle Sam's food.
Here's the Navy football squad.
They
But good
suck.
manners are not
Yay.
forgotten on the playing field. The men learn to tackle hard and to tackle fairly.
It's very important in the Navy to tackle people.
And how to kick.
It's an old style
And how to
tackle.
develop their muscles.
Yeah, we're
They
developing
also learned while it
muscles.
is important to win.
Yay! All that is very
Doesn't
important when
matter
you're on a
if they
ship.
lose as long as they've played their best. They can lose with a smile.
Is this a common thing they do? No wonder they lose so many football
Watch this
games.
man score. And remember that good sportsmanship is something that everyone admires. And good sportsmanship is acting to
Remember, in
others
30
the way
years,
you'd
no one
like
will
them to
give a
act to
shit
you.
about Service Academy football.
Notice how no one is a
So
pig.
remember, Johnny,
Yes, that's true.
If you wanna
Is that
play
Babe
ball
Ruth?
like
No, Babe
this-
Ruth is stone dead by the time this came out.
and get a cheer like this.
Yay, you did it! Kind of looks like Babe Ruth, though.
They're supposed to.
Yeah, you only hit a double. Get
Play
back
fair.
there.
The team and
Foul.
never act
Fouled
like
it
a
off.
pig.
You have to run the whole. you
boy,
have to run the
Johnny,
bases every time.
That was a wonderful
They
move.
should make him do
Now
that
I
for
know
fouling it
exactly
off,
what to
wasting
do.
everyone's time.
Well, said his mother, now's the time to begin then. Because once you've made up your mind to do something, you must act immediately.
Well, that's not true.
As Johnny rushed away, you could see that he felt better already.
Grabbing the kitchen
Ran up
knife
the
and running
stairs as
I
upstairs.
don't know if that's
He
great
entered
advice.
his
You
room.
shouldn't always jump
"No
right
wonder
on
I turned
something.
into a pig," he said as he looked around. Quickly, he gathered up all his
Cleaning your
clothes
room,
he
though,
could
is probably a
scattered
good
around
idea.
and hung them up neatly
Yeah.
in his closet, just as he'd seen the cadets do. Then
He saw the
picked up
cadets
and put
clean the
away his
closet.
toys in the toy box.
I'm going
On
to
the way
become a
out, he
cadet.
paused at the door to see
Just
if
like the
everything was
cadets.
shipshape, as the midshipman would say.
Uh-huh.
And as he looked around the clean and tidy room, he felt happier than he'd ever felt before. Suddenly, he noticed that his pig's trotters were once more his own hands and feet.
What now? Pigs?
"Oh, boy," he
Trotters?
exclaimed.
Yeah, they
"I'm
call
turning
trotters.
into a little boy again."
Is that what they're called?
And he was so
Oh, I
encouraged
thought that
he
was...
hurried even
Well, I guess
faster
that
to get on
like
with the
feet.
job.
They don't call them feet?
In the bathroom, he hung up each
No, they're
towel in its
trotters.
place,
Huh.
put
I don't know
everything
why.
back where it belonged.
Well, I learned something new
He
today.
even put the
You can order
cap
trotters
back
at
on
the butcher.
toothpaste. "Yes, sir," said Johnny. "I must
some
admit
pig's
that
feet.
certainly is an
Johnny's
improvement."
pig's feet.
So he
Yes.
thought it was time to
It's
see
my new
if
food
he
truck.
showed any improvement. And sure enough, he could see a lot of changes for the better.
I still have the
Now,
elf
nothing
ears,
could
though.
stop him. A fella couldn't become a
Well, he
cadet
wanted to
or a
keep
midshipman
some of
all
his
a
pig
sudden.
features.
Yeah,
Why
yeah, yeah.
hadn't
That's
he
understandable.
realized that before? At lunchtime, Johnny sat up straight at the table as he'd been taught to do, arranged his napkin properly, and instead of reaching for the food,
He ate it.
asked his mother to pass it for him.
Oh.
This time there was no slurping.
He asked his
spilling,
mother
or
to feed
splashing
him.
of food.
Please
Johnny
feed
was
me
eating
by
like a little
hand,
gentleman,
Mom.
And his
and
mom did
proud
not
of
have to hide in the
fact that
closet
He knew
this
how to
ago.
do so.
Mm-mm.
Johnny,
She didn't have to hide her head in
himself popping
shame.
up again. You look more and more like yourself. Johnny grinned
That's what
as he
you
wiped
think.
his mouth with a napkin. Just remember, continued Good Self, that any drip can be a pig. It takes a smart guy
Drip?
not to be one. Roger, said Johnny. And what do you know?
Yay!
His pig's ears disappeared.
Oh, look at that.
Don't be a dope,
Uh-oh.
cried Bad Self.
Ooh.
You're gonna have more fun taking my advice. Do you want to be a sissy? Being polite and
He
well-mannered
puts
is
him in
not
the
being a sissy, said
coffee
Johnny.
pot.
Listening to you.
No,
don't
not the
get to go
fondue.
anywhere.
Oh,
And
no!
he dropped Bad Self into the sugar bowl.
Oh, okay.
Good for you, cried Good Self as Johnny.
Yeah, you think it's
excused
sugar. It's
himself
actually
and went to the
cocaine.
table. And just in
That's
case
why
Bad
he's
Self should
so
cause
crazy.
any more trouble, he
constantly
jumped
running
on the
from
lid
scene
and
to
sat
scene.
on it. Well, said Good Self, that takes care of that.
I did it!
And it certainly seemed to. When Johnny arrived at the ball game, the boys were not a bit pleased to see him.
Yeah.
Hi, fellas, said Johnny.
F you.
But the fellas hardly said a word. The boys expected trouble. But Johnny went over to little Tommy and said, "Here, use my new
You still
bat."
have a pig nose.
Then he went over to Jimmy and said, "Here, try my new mitt."
Try my new mitt.
Well, what do you make
Try
of
my
it?"
new
asked
jockstrap.
Bobby. "I don't know," answered Bobby. "But if he wants to play fair..."
You know what? I'll pass.
As the game
You
got
keep
going,
it.
the boys were more than glad to have Johnny playing with them. He was always on the job, and he played for the team. But when
He
Yeah.
played for
Johnny
the
turned
other
back,
team, if you know what I
a
mean.
shiver of excitement ran through all the boys. So far, Johnny had been a good sport.
Ooh.
How would he act now? The ball came
Terrible.
sailing fast
Hits the guy in the
straight toward
head.
the plate.
This bat.
Bam!
He swung and
Johnny
a
struck it
miss.
with all his might, and the ball went winging way, way, way over the field.
Way
It looked like a home run for
just
sure.
beyond third
Johnny went
base.
zipping around the bases, and as he passed
He'd
third
been
base,
doing a
the
lot
ball
of
was fielded.
steroids.
The fielder fumbled with it for a moment, then threw it into home base.
Yeah.
Johnny and the ball seemed to arrive at the same moment. "You're out," shouted Jimmy in
Oh.
great excitement.
You're out,
This time the
motherfucker!
boys were ready in
That
case
pig
Johnny
growth
put up another
hormone.
argument.
Yep.
But they didn't know our new Johnny. "Shake," said Johnny to Jimmy.
Part
"That was a
pig.
good catch. I thought I was safe, but I was too busy running to see." You say I'm out, I'm out. That's the kind of
Yay!
sportsmanship the boys like to see.
Yay!
They were so happy to see Johnny.
And
in
they
good
pantsed
sport
him
again.
after the game.
They
The
cheered
end.
him all around the field. Because he was. They
Oops.
then and there elected
Whoopsie.
him captain of
What
the...
happened?
Oh.
Well, of course, there was no pig left.
Well, they had
for
to-
Johnny,
they had to
so
censor
Tom
that part.
disappeared, Too. Hooray for our side, said Goodself. I knew you'd do it. Then
And he
Johnny
tripped
went
over the
as fast
curb.
as he could go. Leaped over the garden fence and found Rover waiting for him. Good old Rover was overjoyed after looking like an ant.
Yay!
Grinning as only a dog can
Not a
grin.
pig, yay!
Followed Johnny as he'd always
He
done.
tripped over the front step.
Mother called Johnny as he came bounding into the house.
He's done a lot of
What is it,
coke.
she said.
I've got a headache. Can you keep it
"What
down?
is," said Johnny, that
What?
Whoa!
I guess we'll never know.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
Civilization
We
collapse.
like it.
Did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's
You don't
best
know where that
sources of food
microphone's
fiber.
been.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel
He's
good.
eating breakfast on
You know,
the
Wheaties
bus?
has bran fiber
What's he
your body
doing?
may need.
That's news to me.
Hey, why don't you leave me alone?
Oh, we love the taste.
Next scene is in the
For
stall.
years. But do you know
Sir, sir.
Crawling
Crawling underneath.
Bran fiber?
Crawling into the stall with his little microphone stick.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Oh my god. Alright. It's brand new, Elliot. That's our pun.
Brand new. Text films.
Yes. It's all gonna be text.
Your junior high days.
Ah, yes. Where it's always 420. Ruth Fetter's Eddie Fetter's grandma.
Department for Exceptional
It's a
Children.
big
I guess
step,
it's Eddie Vedder,
or
but
rather a
we'll
lot of
we'll
different
count that
steps
anyway.
You take when you make the changeover from elementary school to junior high.
Elementary school.
So much is different here in this new school that many young people
So
need
different.
help in getting off to a good start.
Oh god. Well, he's got the flat
In the
top
next few
going. That's
minutes, We're
good.
going to turn a lens on this institution
Woo!
called junior high.
Finally,
to see
my
which
mom won't buy
test
me
can help
glasses.
You get off to a good start.
He doesn't have to walk around with a magnifying glass.
The first thing anyone notices on
Like
the
Sherlock
first day
Holmes.
of junior high is people.
There's
Lots and
people
lots of
here?
people.
Oh my god.
People in middle school?
How dare
Getting
they?
used to the fact that you are one among many. And
You're
what
just
that
a
will
number,
mean to
Johnny,
you
or whatever your
a
name
part
is.
of making a good start. And what does this much larger group mean to you?
They all hate you.
It means happily that you will have
There's a grandma
many more
there.
opportunities to make friends than you had
Stick
in
Boeing.
the elementary school.
She's fresh from the Boeing commercial.
It also means that you will be included in
Yay.
something big.
I've been
A school with
included.
its own traditions,
We're
its own
enthused.
teams, its exciting
This
is
long-time
known as the
rivalry with
lottery.
other schools for academic as well as athletic superiority.
Now we'll match you.
Yes. I am
You'll
superior.
probably have your own cheerleaders wearing.
We are
your
the
school
superior
colors.
race. Yay!
Yes, I'm not surprised
And
this
maybe
film is
you'll
all white
even
people.
wear those colors yourself as you share in the
Not
fun
a brown
of singing
face in
school
sight.
song or urging on the team
Yay,
with your
tiny
school
shaggy
cheer.
dogs, yay!
Everyone look at my butt. Yay!
But being a part of a much larger group also means that the competition will be tougher.
The
If
competition
you've
for
been
food.
tops in your class before, it
You've
can be a joke
failed.
to discover that there are
F.
other
What does
people
F
who are
mean?
smarter, or more
F
attractive,
is for
or more
fantastic.
popular, or more skilled than you are.
See me after class. What does that mean?
And if you haven't been particularly outstanding before,
You
it may
probably
be
still won't
discouraging
be.
to find out how many more there
this
are ahead
goober.
of you now than there used to be.
Eh.
But remember, you are still
Don't touch
you
me.
with the same abilities you had before.
Or if you didn't have any, then you also the same.
In junior high, there will be more competition for everything. Athletics,
Including
scholarships,
shock.
friends, and even for class honors
Oxygen.
where only one can win. What you have to do in the face of this increased competition is hang on to your self-respect.
Competition for glory
In
and
some areas,
battle.
you may never be tough.
Hang on to your
In others, you
self-respect.
may
It's going to
have
be a
work
wild
hard
ride.
to make a good showing. Nevertheless, you are worthy of
Eh.
respect from yourself.
I'm running
as
for
well as others,
shortest guy
and
in
more
class.
so if
Do you
face
want to
up to your
kiss or
limitations.
no? All right.
Another thing you must do when the competition is increased is to become more responsible.
Take
Uh-huh.
out
Up to you
some
now
of your
to get your
competition.
assignments
And also
straight
cheat.
And not depend on the person beside you.
Oh wow, that's some neat handwriting.
It's up to you to keep track of your gym
What a
clothes,
nerd.
your books,
Those are
and
the
your
lockers.
other possessions.
What the heck? All right.
Way to keep track of it.
It's up to you to get to class on
Well,
time,
you know, the good thing
prepared
about
for
those
the
baskets,
test,
it might help
or
with the
whatever else
odor.
the teacher has said the period will be devoted to.
At least it wouldn't be contained in
No, you don't get any paper.
No paper.
Since you have a
You have to
different
compete
teacher
for
every
paper.
class,
Who here has a
it's
right
up to
hand?
you
Raise
to
it high.
look out more for yourself.
Oh,
Teachers will
Stumpy.
not be able to spend as much time with each student as they did in elementary school.
20 years to life.
When the day is over, there won't be anyone who has been watching over you every hour.
And you'll probably
to
get
remind
run
you
over in the
you better give
parking
some
lot.
extra
The end.
time and thought to a certain subject.
Wait for me!
No, your schoolwork in general and your
You'll be
homework
reading
in
for 6
particular
hours a
become
night.
Your responsibility. This is your chance to show that you are growing up and
Should
can
I write
accept
in this book?
responsibility.
Yes.
Note. I don't like biology.
Going to
He writes a
junior
note
high
about
may
that.
also mean greater freedom than you've ever
Assassinate
had
Mr.
before. School is
Kelleher.
often farther from your home than ever before. There is more time for you to be on
Yay.
your own, and more
Yeah,
chances
right
to prove
around.
you're able to take care of yourself.
Ooh, that's the special of Tijuana.
Within certain limits,
Tijuana
the greater
Express.
freedom
Yes,
of
the
junior
Express.
high will allow you to choose some of the subjects you will want to study.
The Mutilation
But a word
Express.
of caution here. The course and the electives you will choose can have far-reaching effects
I'm
on your
taking
future
theoretical
study,
physics.
and even on what kind of work you'll do when you leave school.
Quantum mechanics. Is that a good course?
You can get helpful advice from your school counselor,
Uh-oh.
who is anxious to talk with both you and your
So you
parents about a
TP'd the
choice of
entire
courses
school, huh?
and
Well,
any
good
other
job.
problems you may have.
So, Donald, how do you like factories?
How do you like selling
And
pencils
speaking
on the
of problems,
corner?
They're bound to come up. Maybe you have to check out a certain book or magazine from the library, and you've never been taught.
This says
or
The
don't
Joy of
remember
Sex. Is that the
exactly how
right
to go
book?
About finding it. Don't feel shy about asking.
Our
for help.
bodies, ourselves?
Ask the librarian to show you how to use the library.
Yeah, let's put you over in
I'm
children's
supposed
books.
to use magazine index, but I don't know where it is.
Well, did you
Well,
look?
Let me show you.
So you look under the sign that says magazine index.
Maybe you've been given your first big reading
Eh.
assignment, and you discover that
3:45, I'm
you
bushed.
get all your outside reading done. Tell the reading specialist or your teacher.
Oh boy,
Don't
remedial.
be ashamed if
Your
you have
head
a
straight
reading
for
problem.
remedial
You
reading.
only hurt yourself. if
That
you
word
let
is
go
the.
on when there's help available.
Sound it out for me. The.
Maybe your
The-
best friend of elementary school days has taken
Has
up
a
with
serious
new crowd,
overbite.
and you feel left out and lonely.
I'm lonely.
This is a problem
Because
for
you're
you.
a loser.
Take a look at yourself.
Oh,
to
I'm
see
so
why you're
oily.
left out. Usually people
Jesus.
group together because they have common interests.
Probably have no manners.
If they
Yeah.
have a common interest in talking about
Might
popular
want to look
singing
into some
stars,
powder,
then
or I
that's
don't know what
not
they do for
you.
being oily, but
Be yourself.
work on it.
Find out what is best for you. Broaden your interests.
Also, don't hog the
Variety
camera.
of interests, and you will gradually become a part of a new group of friends.
Do you like serial killers?
I have new friends.
Yay, I found some.
just walk 10 feet
You will
over and have
find
new friends.
many
huh?
opportunities to develop new
If it was only
interests
that
at
easy.
junior high. Maybe on the school
This is the
paper
Deadline
staff,
Society where we love deadlines.
or in the marching
We
band,
love handing
or the
pieces of
orchestra.
paper to people. It has secrets on it.
Or the photography
I'm
club.
wearing red
These
underwear.
and other extracurricular activities are
Or
open
the
to
spy
people
club.
with common interests.
the
Among
espionage
people who
club.
like the same thing you like, you can
The
make
industrial
new friends.
espionage club.
Friends are made, remember. There's no such thing as a magnetic personality.
Look at this
which
kid, I
attracts
just made
others
him.
Without effort.
I just created him in my
There are
lab.
people who make the effort to introduce themselves.
I cloned him from my dad. Isn't that cool?
This is
There are
neat.
people who make the effort to learn other people's names.
I'm
and
making
use
an
them
effort.
so that
It
even
looks
a
like
quick
looks like
greeting has a
Laverne
personal
from
ring to
Laverne
it.
and Shirley.
Hello, Carolyn. How are you? Hi, Nancy.
A little bit.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, girl.
She's yeah, a little bit.
Hi, girl.
Hi,
There are
girl.
people who make the effort to go along with their friends in
girl.
what they do, what they wear, and the way they talk.
Make sure everyone
These are
dresses
the people
alike.
who usually earn a reputation for having that magnetic personality.
It's weird that this is like
which
1961, but it's in
incorrectly
black and
thought to be
white.
an effortless thing. Of course,
I think they would have
nothing
had
smooths
color.
the
Well, I
way
mean, they
for a
did,
good
but
start like knowing the rules and
they're too cheap
regulations
for color
to
film,
apply
I
in a new
guess.
school. Here's where your handbook comes in.
This is your hand, and this is a
map,
book.
Or the directions for getting to your classrooms.
I don't get it.
Read the
This is
school
where all the
rules.
graffiti goes, over here.
Isn't it silly to get in trouble over an unexcused absence when the rules plainly tell what
When
is
you can
expected
clearly
of you?
lie.
Yeah, you can forge your parent's signature.
Why run the risk of being caught without
I
a
lost
hall
my
pass when the
classroom.
rules
That was where Elliot had to
tell you
sit.
how to get permission to be in the hallways
Who's a
during
hall
classes.
monitor?
They put you out in the hallway because
How
of your
are
flash
you going
alarms.
to know cafeteria rules, whether to bring your lunch or
I'm
buy
a
it,
train conductor.
unless you've read the handbook?
I eat out of the
Or listened to
trash.
the teacher when she was telling you, or asked someone. The point is, make sure you know what the rules are.
And if not, make your own rules. Yeah.
Yeah, lunch lady.
Finding
You
out the
show
rules
'em.
and following them is just common sense. So is setting up goals for yourself.
I have a goal.
At this stage in your development, setting
Get
up
through the
goals
day, that's
means
my
planning
goal.
for your junior high years, a
Work,
well-balanced
booze,
program
work.
of study, work, and play.
Speaking of that, I
No
am
matter
out of
what you're
beer. Oh
going to
my
do after
god.
high school.
Oof.
You will need to know how to work and get along with others.
This is how you make textiles.
You will need to believe in yourself and
Oh,
what
a
you can
spinning
do.
machine, huh?
Pretty fancy.
You will need to be an intelligent citizen.
Circus voting.
The circus voting.
In selecting subjects in junior high, you should consider your talents, interests, and abilities.
Finger painting,
Those
yes.
It's good they were able to get a
The
nude
most
model for these
satisfaction
guys.
may prove to be a lifelong hobby.
I'm
Or more
gonna cut off my ear and
may
mail it to
become
my
the
cousin.
basis of a vocation. In any case, making the most of an opportunity you have now will serve you well.
I mean, I made the
Make
most
the
of
most
it.
of junior high. This is a goal.
It wasn't
for you.
much, but you know.
Make the most of your chances to work with others in a group.
That's a good deadline. Let's hang it up.
Make
Yep.
the most of your
It's a good one.
opportunities to acquire information.
Your penmanship is
self-discipline
remarkable.
Through study and homework.
So lie dissolves
Make the
bodies.
Oh, the
most
Pulling
of your
People
chances
Club.
To have a good time with all kinds of people.
What the hell?
And by
Human
all
Centipede
means,
Club.
make
Yay.
the most of that source of information and
Yeah, but they weren't
sympathetic
asked to mouth,
understanding,
though.
The teacher. Teachers like
Well,
you,
no, it's
or they wouldn't be
inappropriate for their
teaching.
age.
Well,
They will
it's true.
help and encourage you if you give them a chance.
Just
And
give
if
me a
you show
chance,
them
teach.
that you are willing to try. In focusing on this institution called junior high, we have called attention
this
to
strange
only
place
one
called
area
junior
that was
high.
spelled out in your handbook. The rules
Weird.
and regulations.
Place.
Your handbook that will be
Is
thrown
one
away
step
within
in
5
getting
minutes of
off
you
to a
getting
good
it.
start.
I don't remember if I ever got any kind of handbook at school. I guess I must have, but
Both by learning to live with the idea
Teacher,
that
stop
others
handing
can
out
be
your
better
number
than
to the
you are
class.
in some things,
call me.
and by making
I'm
yourself
still oily.
as good as you can possibly be.
I lost another
You
friends
can do this
group.
by becoming
Not
more
again.
responsible and realistic about yourself.
She's on the
Learn to
prowl
see
for
your
new
own
friends.
weaknesses and do what you can to correct them.
I need to be corrected.
Another big step in getting off to a good start is making as
Wearing
many
plaid
friends
shorts.
as possible. And that means making friends with your classmates.
Teacher said I had to make friends
And
with
making
you.
friends with your teachers and the other adults at school.
Teacher, you be my
Thinking of
friend.
them as people with families
You're my
and
only
interests
friend,
and problems
teacher.
just like
Uh-huh.
you.
That's great.
However, the most important idea of all is to
Is
set for yourself
fascism.
the goal of making the most of every
I'm
opportunity to
plagiarizing.
work, to study, to have fun. Do just a little bit more than you think you can, and you will be off to a good start.
And you'll wear yourself out at junior high.
Collapse from exhaustion.
Always do more than you think you can. It'll always work out in the end. All right, so that was
beautiful.
your junior high days, and Johnny learns his manners. What do you think, Elliot?
Oh, well, first of all, I learned my manners. I don't want to be turned into a pig.
Mm-mm.
Seems
Definitely not.
miserable.
Certainly not.
Yeah. Secondly, I wish I had this video before I went to junior high. Would have helped a lot.
Very instructive, yes.
Yes, very instructive.
Yes.
Could have had all my teachers be my friends
You should have. You know, that might work out for you later on in life. You never know.
instead of children.
The stupid children, yeah. All right, well, want to thank Elliott Doza for joining us for this episode of Two Drunk Guys Watch. And until next time, keep things interesting.